We have made it to Moholoholo Rehabilitation Center. You can see the guys are standing right there behind me. We got Marshall with us. He's going to give us a tour. We're supporting this conservation organization on our journey through the Kruger. They specialize in rehabilitating animals, and they've also dealt with the recent vulture problem that is really close to my heart at the moment, and it's something that you guys need to know about.
Hi, morning guys.
Thank you so much for having us, Marshall. We really appreciate it. And I'm excited for you guys to learn a little bit. So without further ado, let's get it started.
I'll take you guys through the rehab sanctuary. Moholoholo Wildlife Rehabilitation Center. We've been operating for 34 years already, and we do have on one hand the clinic, the quarantine side where we have the animals that go back into the wild that are under rehabilitation. We also have a sanctuary, so that's a dedicated sanctuary for animals that cannot be released, that have maybe been kept illegally or as pets or confiscated. And that sanctuary is there to give them enriched lives if they can't be released, but also is connected to an educational program. So I'm taking you guys a bit around the sanctuary. I'll show you the animals living here as well. These animals are here because, like I've mentioned, they have been hand raised in captivity. Sometimes permanent injuries. This black eagle here, he flew into a power line. He's not a big fan of ESCOM.
Dude,
that's our surrogate sheep. So sometimes we get animals that are in the wild with mama, so they can't just be left alone.
Yeah. She's mama, hey?
And it's better if that sheep is mama than I am mama, because if that animal learns, this year was for example for a hippo, and if that hippo follows me around as a human, if it's going to go back into the wild, it's going to be thinking I need to follow humans. So it was teamed up with the sheep until we got another orphaned hippo, and now the two hippos are together and the sheep is jobless, so he's our bouncer now, entertaining people. This caracal that has been raised as a pet, she knows nothing about the wild. If I come and show you the caracals that we have in rehabilitation in our sanctuary, in our clinic in quarantine, they are wild. We don't spend time with them, so they remain with that natural fear. And if we want to release an animal like this caracal here, if we would want to release her, she would have to stay away from humans. We have a natural fear, have that shyness. If we release her, she's gonna, because she thinks she's a human as much as you think you're a human. She's imprinted. She's gonna want to reproduce with people. She wants to be around human settlements. And the problem is she's a wild animal, so she's got a hunting instinct. So the neighbor's house cat, the neighbor's toddler, they take prey out that's much larger than themselves. A sheep, a fully grown caracal in the wild would take out that sheep without a problem.
Really?
A lot of farmers in South Africa have problems losing livestock. Today, I can only show you the animals staying in the sanctuary. Obviously on our social media, our Facebook page of Moholoholo, you'll see all these success stories. The vulture poisoning is an example you've mentioned earlier, where we rehabilitated over 80 vultures in the last few weeks. Wow. But we don't go and show the school kids from rural areas or the guests from the lodges these animals that go back because they need to stay wild. We show them the animals that are in the sanctuary, that have been human imprinted, and they can make a connection. We can teach these kiddies that never see wildlife because they can't afford to go to the national park or to reserves.
So is that how you guys are attempting to educate the public? Because really it actually needs to start down low.
Yeah, I mean, these poachers that go and set snares and poison wildlife, they started off as kiddies once upon a time.
And how are you guys mostly funded?
So we on one hand obviously get a certain income through the public visitors coming through, but the running costs are immense of a non-profit organization like us. We use about 3,000 kilograms of red meat per month.
Oh my goodness.
At the moment we're buying 2,000 liters of milk just to raise all the baby animals we're going to put back into the wild. So we do rely on donations. The general public, we have people, visitors that come over the years, and they just help us. University groups sometimes that do donations and help us to just finance towards running costs, making enclosures bigger. That's another thing. We often think of survival, making it through the months, paying vet bills, staff salaries, buying food for the animals. But then at the same time, we obviously want to expand. We would like to make this enclosure of the caracal bigger, build bigger enclosures for vultures. It's just a matter of first we cover whatever it takes to survive. We are a non-profit organization. We are zero government supported.
And if people just wanted to come through and help out, like you're talking about making that enclosure larger.
If they do have, or we have a specific project and we need helpers, sometimes the people that donate towards the project or the enclosures, they actually then also offer to come through and help with installation and building it. So here we've got quite a bit of eagles. It's the bird section.
Oh my word,
this is a
Marshall.
martial eagle. It's the biggest eagle in Africa, by the way. It's quite a...
Look at him, he's gorgeous.
Now, of this species,
magnificent, and a hornbill.
400 left in the wild in South Africa at the moment. 400 individuals, and it's classified endangered. So these guys here, they kill fully grown baboons.
What?
In forest. So she likes me. Her name is Betty.
Betty.
She's a big fan of me. She sees me as a partner, but anybody else that comes into her territory, she's not too much of a fan of. She doesn't like seeing me gallivant with you guys there, so don't go too close.
Yeah, I was literally thinking that. Look at the size of her legs. They are like tree stumps.
You can see the sheep there doing a bit of
She's scratching.
Yeah, he's rearranging the benches there.
Are you rearranging?
Well, if you guys are ever here in Hoedspruit, you have to come and visit. This is a breathtaking experience.
You can see the battaliers here.
I've never seen birds like these, Marshall.
And many people haven't.
So are those fish eagles?
Yeah,
the
two
white
African fish
ones?
eagles. We've got a lot of battaliers in here. They get along as long as we provide enough food. They've got food, shelter. I started as a guide and then later became the manager. We just stayed over 10 years with the old manager. And we just never got released back into the wild, basically.
You guys.
It's cool to be able to make an impact on animals, but also on people. And I said earlier that we don't have animals on public display that we can release, but here we sort of have no option because a lot of these baby vultures from the Kruger Park, they need to learn what they are when they grow up. And the only way we can secure that is if they stay with the others. They learn their pecking order, they learn what they are, and when we release them back into the wild, we've got, for example, 5 babies in here at the moment, they would stay in the wild with mama and papa. These eagles you saw, the birds, the vultures as well, large birds, they stay up to a year with their mom and dad, and mom and dad vomits food up for them to feed the vultures in the case for up to a year, so it's called the post-fletching period.
Oh wow.
Now, I'm too fat to fly, go and show them what to do to release them.
True, dude.
And when we let them be in here for a few months prior to release, they learn their pecking order, and then when we release them, they see this cage as their nest, as their maternal place. So we had babies we released and they would travel over 8,000 kilometers, sometimes go to Botswana, to Kruger Park, come back, and even after 8,000 kilometers they still visit this cage sometimes because they see that as their nesting site. We've got at the moment, as we speak, we've got anthrax, canine tuberculosis, rabies, all kinds of foot and mouth disease that are in this area where we are, and these diseases, vultures have a natural tendency of limiting the spread of diseases.
When we started doing this trip and I heard about Moholoholo, I don't know about you guys, but when I sat down with you and I was like, you guys actually need to understand how important these birds are for our ecosystem.
And they all, you can see here, we've got all different shapes and colors and
Yes.
whatever. There's generally 5 subspecies in this Lowveld-Kruger National Park
Wow.
area, and they all have a different role to play. I mean, take for instance the little hooded vulture there, we call him the toothpick. You're looking at him there. There's 200 individual adults left in this country. That's extinct.
No.
It's critically endangered. The white-headed vulture, there's about 70 pairs left in the country, critically endangered.
Oh.
We are at the moment looking at that fundraising for a bigger vulture enclosure
Yes.
to facilitate and make it a bit better and easier.
How much do we need, Marshall?
Quite a bit, so we're talking about a few $100,000, but every cent helps to get us close to
Yes.
that goal, and only if we start.
How long do you give the Kruger Park's biodiversity to last with no vultures?
It's very hard. So
Is it?
me not being a scientist, I would spit out numbers that are.
Okay.
But I reckon, if you look at scientists and the certain studies they're doing with even the disappearance of bees or the disappearance of insects and stuff, a few decades.
For me, this is a problem that is really close to my heart, and I really do want to see it getting better. And I'm really, really thankful for Marshall for sharing his story. If you guys want to get involved, there is a Give and Gain link in the bio below. Of course, we are supporting Moholoholo on this journey, and I would so appreciate it. And maybe we get a group of guys together, we come here, we build an enclosure one weekend. I think that would be flippin' awesome. I mean, it's some nets, it's some wood. This is stuff that we can do to actually make a difference and to help this organization actually protect our future, our children's future, and our country's future. Thank you for having us, Marshall. Thank you so much. So guys, that was Moholoholo. They do have a 96% success rate when it comes to rehabilitating animals, sending them back into the wild. The animals here in captivity are here for the reason of just giving them an enriched life, making sure that they can survive nicely, and of course, very importantly, educating the community and starting very young at the kids so that they can understand how important the animals are, so that one day, hopefully, they don't take up a life of deciding to poach these animals for profit or for their own sake. So yeah, brilliant work that the guys here at Moholoholo are doing. Really appreciate Marshall's time, and I think one more time, let's just have a look at how beautiful these birds are.